Server, my steak is 134 degrees. I ordered my steak 137.8. I'm gonna be late for work. Okay, so I was literally getting ready for work. I was gonna do my next video on cheat meals, and I woke up this morning and was starting to scroll through Facebook, and I saw this shit. They're asking a simple question about doneness and what people cook to, because there's varying answers on Plus. So in case you don't know, which a lot of you don't, if somebody orders a steak medium, that's cooked to 145 degrees, or 140 degrees, excuse me. I'll explain why I said 145 in a second. So 140 degrees. Now, if they order a medium plus, that means they want it medium, but a little bit more. So now the group is blowing up because I don't know if you know this, but most chefs are fucking snobs when it comes to steaks. Okay? There's chefs that, well, personally, if it's not still mooing, it's overcooked. And then there's people that are just like, well, if the customer orders it a certain way, fucking cook it a certain way. I'm in that category. I don't give a fuck about steak, okay? Will I eat steak? I have before. And because I am plant-based and not vegan, and I have a special night out with my lady, if she orders a steak and I want to try it, I'm gonna fucking try it, okay? Because it's not gonna fucking kill you. Talking to editor me, editing this shit when you swear takes forever. So stop saying the F word, okay? So there's all these comments like, well, medium steaks were just invented by some hipster chef that wanted to make himself feel important. And then there's like comments underneath, like, or by people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, or people that blah, 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 blah. And what pissed me off about it is because the customer has an idea in their head, and they're trying to communicate that idea to the server. So they want a medium steak, but when they've been getting medium steaks, say they've been coming into the restaurant for a long time, or they've visited this restaurant several times, and they've been ordering a medium steak, and they've been getting it undercooked. So there's several examples, there's several answers to why the plus thing even started, okay? So they go to a restaurant, and they order a medium steak, they get their steak, and their steak's actually cooked medium rare. But customers are ignorant, not stupid. There's a difference. You can fix ignorance, okay? I'm ignorant of things. There's cooking techniques. I've been cooking for 16 years. There's cooking techniques that I'm ignorant of, okay? You can be ignorant and have it not be an insult. Most customers are ignorant of doneness, and a lot of times they don't really know what they want. I guarantee that out of 10 people watching this video, at least half, probably more, order their steaks medium because they aren't 100% sure. They know they don't like their steak purple, and they know that they don't want their steak cooked to the point where it's dry. So, and they know they like red in it, so order it medium. Okay, whatever, that's fine. So they go to a restaurant, they order their steak medium, and what happens is the cook doesn't know how to do their fucking job, and they cook the steak under. They cook it to medium rare, or they overcook it, or whatever. And overcooking is a whole nother story, but they'll undercook it. And they're like, okay, well, as long as they're still red in it, it's fine. Then they, it's one of those places where they wear a t-shirt instead of a chef jacket that has some smart-ass comment written on it, and then they have their hat backwards, and they go out for like 10 smoke breaks and shit like that, which is fine. I worked at one of those restaurants for 4 years. I mean, that's where I started my career, right? But when you go to those kind of restaurants and you order your steak and the cook or the chef doesn't give a shit about their job, then they cook it and it gets generally done. And they say, well, it's good enough. I know they're not going to send it back. And they send it out the window. They take the shit out of the window and put it, up, and the server brings it out, whatever. Also, there's other mitigating circumstances. For example, they could cook the steak to to medium, and they cook it just under medium rare. Like it's medium, but like 2 degrees or 3 degrees into medium rare. The reason why they do that is because as the steak sits on the plate, they put it on a plate and then they put it in the window. Some windows have heat lamps, and by the time they put it in the window, the server comes from whatever table they're at, grabs the food, takes it out, it's gone up usually about another 5 or 6 degrees. So they actually cook it a little bit under. There are circumstances where they'll do that and it'll sit in the window and it doesn't actually go up the way it's supposed to. So then by the time it gets out to the table, it's a little bit underdone. Anyways, that's just technical stupid shit. Anyways, so that's one scenario is the cook doesn't know what they're doing. Or then the other scenario is that the customer doesn't know what they want to order. They don't know what doneness actually is. And doneness itself is on a spectrum. So if you order a steak, you'll look online right now if you Google like steak doneness. When this channel gets bigger and I start getting negative comments and stuff, I'll start getting comments like that. I'm like, well, steak doneness is actually 140 degrees, and if it's blah, 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 I don't care. So if you Google doneness right now, it's going to say 140 degrees. That's actually not really true. It's actually on a spectrum. So medium is actually 135 degrees to 145 degrees. And I'm using medium because most people order their steaks medium. So what happens if you come to my restaurant and I cook your steak 130, or it gets out to your table and it's 134 degrees? That's technically medium rare. Okay, because it's not 135 degrees. Do you have a thermometer where you're going to take out your thermometer, and open it up and sit there and wait for the temperature to climb and be like, server, my steak is 134 degrees. I ordered my steak 137.8, and this is 134. I want my money back. Server, where's my server? Well, they're not at your table because you're an asshole, but that's a whole nother thing. No, Plus was not developed by some hipster chef. It came about as an answer to people ordering their steak the way that they wanted to order their steak and not getting their steak cooked the way that it should have been cooked in the first place. All you have to do, like if you came to my restaurant, my invisible restaurant, because I don't own a restaurant, if you came to my restaurant and sat down and ordered a steak and said, I want it medium plus, or I want it medium, but, a little bit over. I'm not going to sit there and fucking take the ticket and be like,
what the fuck is this? Fucking customer. Oh my God. Fucking customer. Order it medium plus. I'll just cook it however I want to and they'll fucking eat it and like it.
That's actually how cooks act. I don't know if you know this, but cooks actually act that way. If you come to my restaurant and you order a steak medium plus, what I'm going to do is I have a thermometer. It is part of my job and what I have on my jacket. I keep a paring knife that I use for utility purposes on this shoulder because you get shoulder pockets. I have a paring knife here that I use to open boxes and open bags and general utility stuff, and it's got like a little sheath on it. It goes in this pocket. I have a Sharpie, not usually red. This is just the one that I have laying around. I have a pen, and I don't have one on this table, but I have a thermometer. Don't ask me why I have a razor. This is a thermometer. And I have my thermometer, and it just sits in my pocket, okay? And I have your steak on the broiler or the grill, whatever, and I temp it out and go, okay, it's not quite done yet. And so then I leave it on for a little bit, and then I come back and, take the tongs and kind of give it a little press and see if it's close, and then take out the thermometer and temp it out and be like, okay, it's done. So if you ordered a medium plus from me, so medium is 140 degrees, it's on a spectrum, 135, 145. Okay, medium rare starts at 156. What I'll probably do is I'll cook your steak to 147 degrees. If it's 147.8, it's going to go out. Like, you're going to get it. As long as it's under that mid-well threshold, about 3 to 4 degrees, 2 to 3 degrees, something like that. I listen to what you say, and then I make adjustments to how I cook your food, so it comes out the way that you fucking asked it for, because you're probably spending $45 for a fucking steak, okay? On a low end, here in Nebraska, meat's really cheap, so you could probably actually get a ribeye for like $20, okay? That's the awesome part about Nebraska. But if you order a filet or, you order a ribeye somewhere else, you're looking at $35 to $50 on average. If you go to a nicer place, it's going to be more, that kind of shit. But generally speaking, you're spending $50 on a steak And I am gonna bitch because you ordered it at 137 degrees instead of 140 or whatever. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Seriously? Shut the fuck up. I'm talking to the cook. Shut the fuck up. Just make the steak. If the cook orders it, or excuse me, if the customer orders it medium plus, cook it to medium, and then cook it a little bit more. How much more? More than medium. Just a little bit more. Don't cook it mid-well. Well, how do you know? There's actually a technical way, but just cook it more than medium. Whatever you cook your steak to medium, cook it just a little bit more than medium. And then serve it. And shut the fuck up. And don't turn it into some kind of mental disorder where you freak the fuck out and start throwing shit because somebody ordered a fucking steak. Like some weird way. Like, your job, you are in the service, I'm talking to cooks now, your job is to serve. You are in the service industry. You are in the pleasure business. You are in the business of making people, literally making people happy. Why the fuck can't you be happy that they are even in your restaurant in the first place ordering the food? Okay? So, that's it. I was going to do my next video on cheat meals. I woke up this morning, I was getting my coffee, I looked at my phone, and I had a fucking meltdown and decided to have my meltdown on camera instead of in my car while I'm listening to, a video or what the fuck ever. Anyways, that's it. What do you think? How do you like your steaks done? Let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you think I'm stupid, whatever. Doesn't matter. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram @TheRealMillennialChef. And until then, I'll see you next time. I'm out.